Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being genuinely well-informed. Always packed with surprising facts, maybe just enough humor to keep you hooked.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Today we're plunging into a world where, well, legal know-how meets some serious psychological suspense. We're exploring Trey Gowdy's debut fictional novel, The Color of Death. Big buzz around this one, co-authored with Christopher Greyson.
Right. The thriller writer.
Exactly. So we've pulled together a bunch of sources, reviews, some excerpts, critical takes, just to give you the important stuff about why this book is grabbing people.
And our mission, really, for this deep dive is to figure out what makes this specific blend, this legal thriller plus character study, what makes it so compelling, especially right now.
Okay.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, and you see this in the sources, is that unique team up.
Yeah.
You've got Trey Gowdy, known for, his nonfiction, that sharp analysis, plus his huge legal background.
Right.
Then he teams up with Christopher Greyson, Wall Street Journal bestseller, knows thrillers inside out.
So it's not just like a ghostwriter situation.
No, exactly. It promises something different for the legal mystery genre, something that, as we dig in, uses both that real-world procedure and that pulse-pounding story drive.
Okay.
So through this deep dive, we'll unpack a pretty brutal small-town murder. We'll get into the head of this really broken protagonist and try to navigate this tangled web of secrets, deception that seems to go, well, pretty high up.
Places.
Yeah. So this deep dive gives you more than just plot points. It's insights into how the book is built, why it hits emotionally, and why it's making waves with readers.
And when you mention Gowdy's background, his extensive legal career, that's really where we need to kick off, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because this isn't just, some random author deciding to write a legal novel.
Right.
The sources hammer this home. New York Times bestseller, FOX news host, sure, but critically, a former state and federal prosecutor.
Yeah, that's the key.
This guy hasn't just researched courtrooms. He's lived in them. 4 terms in Congress, 2011 to 2019. And get this, he personally prosecuted 7 death penalty trials.
7? Wow.
Yeah, think about that. Standing before a jury, arguing for the ultimate penalty.
Yeah.
Experiencing the system from the absolute inside. That's incredibly rare for a fiction writer.
It really is.
And then, yeah, you've got Christopher Greyson alongside him, Wall Street Journal bestseller, mystery, action.
It sounds like the perfect pairing for this genre, doesn't it?
It really does.
And if we kind of step back, look at the bigger picture of that team up, Gowdy's prosecutor background, it just suggests this incredible authenticity.
Yeah.
In the legal stuff, the procedures, what the sources call the courtroom chops, you see in the book.
Right.
So for you, the reader, it means you experience the justice system almost viscerally. You get the good, the bad, or the ugly parts of it.
It feels real.
Exactly. It feels real. You're not just reading a story. You're feeling the weight of the law, the details of evidence, the trial pressure, all through the eyes of someone who actually gets it. Now, how do you think Greyson's part, him being known for those fast-paced thrillers, how does that balance out Gowdy's procedural realism? What does he bring?
Oh, that's a great question, because Greyson's role feels absolutely essential here. He stops it from becoming just a dry legal textbook, right?
Right. Avoids the dryness.
Yeah. The sources say he brings the pacing and thriller instincts. That's what keeps you turning the pages.
To the move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not just procedure. It's this dynamic mix described as courtroom procedure meets dark mind games.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So Gowdy gives you the solid, believable foundation. This is how the law works. But Greyson makes sure the plot twists and turns with that suspense only a seasoned mystery writer can pull off.
So you get the realism and the thrill ride.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The best of both worlds. The intellectual satisfaction of, smart legal moves, plus the gut punch of a high-stakes cat-and-mouse game. Makes the stakes feel higher because the world feels so solid.
Precisely. And that tension, that deliberate push and pull between the real legal world and the thriller surprises. That's what makes it so compelling, I think. It's not just jamming genres together. It's crafted.
Yeah.
So the realism makes the twists and the psychological stuff land harder, more believable for you.
Okay.
Now let's shift to the actual story, the heart of it. Because the sources say the setup itself is incredibly gripping. Very dark.
Oh, it truly is. The plot just throws you right into this dark murder mystery. Set in a small South Carolina town feels very vivid, very specific. The victim, Rachel Simone, 26 years old, beautiful, found stabbed, get this, 19 times.
Wow, 19.
Yeah, in her own beauty salon just outside town.
Yeah.
It's gruesome. Sets a really intense, raw tone right from the start.
No kidding.
But here's where it gets, I think, really interesting for a legal thriller dynamic.
Yeah.
The hero isn't your typical, smooth operator.
Not the slick lawyer type.
Not at all. We meet Assistant DA Colm Truesdale.
Yeah.
And his backstory.
Hmm.
It's just heartbreaking. Pulls you right into his struggle.
Oh.
Sources describe him as mentally scarred, shattered even by losing his wife and daughter recently. Devastating loss.
Oh, man.
So he has no desire to return to the courtroom, wants nothing to do with it. He's a broken hero with a law degree, not an action star. That totally changes the game for this kind of thriller, doesn't it? What does that mean for the story, having a protagonist so deeply wounded?
Well, that's a huge part of what makes this novel stand out, I think. It raises this really interesting question for you as a reader. How does that kind of profound personal grief change how someone approaches justice? Especially compared to, say, a prosecutor who's just ambitious or detached. Colm's emotional state, his wounds, they aren't just color, they're central. Makes the story, as the sources say, compelling and emotionally rich. He's not just solving a case, he's wrestling with his own trauma, his own sense of loss, while trying to bring a killer to justice.
Wow.
The sources emphasize he's lured back in to this mystery. He didn't want this, but he feels compelled to take it on.
Reluctant hero.
Exactly. Reluctant heroism rooted in personal devastation.
Yeah.
And that gives every decision he makes this incredible emotional weight. It makes you, the reader, feel his struggle right there with him, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The stakes just feel so much more personal. It's not just, can he find the killer? It's, can he even function? Can he find any meaning or justice when his own world has been blown apart?
Right.
And as if that wasn't enough, brutal murder, broken prosecutor. The investigation itself gets complicated, fast, full of these little twists that ramp up the suspense.
Okay, like what?
Well, right away, a key page from Rachel's appointment book goes missing.
Ah. Okay.
Small detail, but it screams cover-up.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Then, to make things even crazier, the crime scene itself burns down.
The whole scene. What?
The whole scene. Gone. Think about that. Your main source of physical evidence, up in smoke. What does that immediate destruction tell you about the forces at play here? It feels bigger than just one killer. That's a really sharp point about the fire. It instantly widens the mystery, doesn't it? From just a horrible local crime to something, well, maybe more systemic.
Exactly.
It definitely screams cover-up. And not a sloppy one, but maybe one run by people with some real pull. And this leads right to the suspects, also compelling. Pulls you into this murky world of local power dynamics.
Yeah.
Sources say the signs start pointing towards a high-powered official who is having an affair with Rachel.
The affair angle. Classic, but effective.
Right. And this specifically implicates a powerful judge and his family. Boom. Instant political, social tension.
High stakes.
Very. But it's not that simple. There are other possibilities. Rachel's ex-husband, apparently he's had several run-ins with local law enforcement.
That's another layer. Misdirection, maybe.
Could be. So the narrative style, it's described as taking you inside the cat-and-mouse psychology of a killer and the assistant district attorney who must catch him. Promises more twists and turns than an amusement park roller coaster. So how do these layers of deception, combined with Colm being so damaged, how does that really pull you into the psychological battle?
Well, it's all about those layers, isn't it? The missing page, the fire, the powerful judge, the maybe guilty ex.
Yeah.
Each thing doesn't just move the plot. It deepens that psychological game. For you, the listener, it forces you to question everything Colm finds.
Right. You're doubting along with him.
Totally. Is the ex just a convenient fall guy? Is the judge really untouchable? The sources suggest the authors are brilliant at creating this atmosphere of paranoia, of distrust, which mirrors Colm's own state.
Because of his grief.
Exactly. He's already struggling with reality, and now the world is actively messing with him. You doubt the obvious clues. You second-guess everything. You're constantly wondering who's really pulling the strings. It's not just finding clues. It's a battle for truth in a town drowning in secrets. And Colm's fragility makes that battle feel incredibly, precarious.
That precariousness is key. And if we link this to the bigger themes, this whole tangled mess puts the justice system front and center. It lets Gowdy and Greyson really explore misguided assumptions in small towns, question whether clear and mounting proof and motive are always enough, especially when power's involved.
Right. Is evidence enough against influence?
That's the question. The story is clearly built with these layers of legal twists and psychological suspense designed to keep you guessing. Not just until the very last page, but literally until the verdict.
Keeps you hooked.
It challenges your ideas about justice, about truth, forces you to think about how the system, even with good intentions, can be bent or broken.
Yeah.
And that constant tension procedure versus morality, especially seen through Combs' grief, that's what lifts it beyond just a whodunit. It asks you, the reader, to really grapple with the messiness of justice itself.
So, okay, with all these layers, character, plot, the legal realism, what does this deep dive ultimately mean for you, the listener? Why should The Color of Death be on your radar?
Good question.
Well, the sources consistently describe it as more thoughtful than explosive, more cunning than violent, and smartly plotted.
So it's brainy.
Yeah, it's not about cheap thrills. It's about intellect, carefully built tension. It's called a riveting, nonstop page-turner, but it's actually pretty concise. 275 easy-to-read pages broken into 70 short chapters.
Oh, short chapters. I like that. Keeps things moving.
We do. It suggests a fast pace, but still allows for detail. And interestingly, Senator Tim Scott, also from South Carolina, called it hard to put down. That suggests pretty broad appeal.
High praise.
So the key takeaway, this deep dive confirms the book is for you if you like legal mysteries with heart and grit, and a villain who keeps you guessing.
Heart and grit. I like that description.
Yeah, it's a must-read if you want a thriller with brain and backbone. Sounds like it delivers on both the smarts and the emotion.
It absolutely sounds like it does. And just to echo that, you will feel that courtroom pressure. You will feel Combs' grief alongside him.
Right. It's immersive.
Totally. You're not just watching the plot. You're in it, inside his shattered viewpoint. The heart and grit come from his personal journey. The brain and backbone, that's the intricate legal and psychological chess game unfolding.
Makes sense.
And yeah, while The Color of Death is a standalone, complete story, fans of Greyson's other thrillers, they'll definitely find that expert plotting, that fast pace, that suspense they craved.
Good to know.
For anyone wanting to grab it, it was published by Fox News Books with HarperCollins, been out since August 26th, easy to find online, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or foxnews.com/books. That mix of being easy to get hold of but having real depth seems to be a big part of its appeal.
And just like that, another deep dive wraps up. We've definitely unpacked a unique mix here, haven't we?
We have.
Real legal authenticity from a former top prosecutor, blended with the thrill craft of a seasoned mystery writer. Yeah. All built around this deeply human story of grief and the search for justice.
Yeah, it's impressive how they weave it all together.
Yeah, it really is. Fascinating how they manage such a tight, suspenseful story while keeping a character in such profound emotional pain right at the forefront. So my kind of lingering thought for you, the listener, is this. How does Combs' personal tragedy, his shattered inner world, how does it tangle up so completely with his job? How does it turn a legal case into something so much more morally complicated?
Yeah.
And how does someone that broken find the strength, the clarity to face down a twisted system, navigate all that deception when his own world is just gone? It really speaks to, I guess, human resilience even when things are incredibly dark.
That's a really powerful point about resilience. And it leads to maybe one final question for you, the listener, to chew on after this deep dive is over.
Okay.
When an author like Trey Gowdy draws so much on their real-world high-stakes background being in those courtrooms, prosecuting those cases, how does that fundamentally change the way you engage with the fiction?
Good question.
How much does knowing that authenticity is there, that sense of he's really been there, how much does that elevate the suspense for you? Does it make the emotional impact stronger, the fictional stakes feel even more real, more urgent?
Yeah. Does the reality behind it change how you read it?
Exactly. It's something that makes a deep dive into this book feel maybe a bit different, resonate on another level.